transferred to Manchester United today.
Football predictions.
If Barbara Rangers nil, Ipswich Town 1.
Football predictions.
Hello, it's Peter Guest, and I'm here with the Moose. We're back for another episode of the footballpredictions.net podcast covering Spanish La Liga games from the 13th to the 15th of December 2024. And you can see all the details for the matches we're going to discuss here in this podcast on our website, footballpredictions.net, along with the fixtures from just about every other football competition in the world.
Yes, and on our website it will show you where to watch the games on local broadcast channels plus video streaming services, as well as team news and match odds from local bookmakers. Look in the description of this podcast episode for direct clickable links to all of the matches we are about to discuss. Geolocation and live streaming rules apply. 18 plus, gamble aware.
And kicking off with Real Valladolid, who are down in 20th in the table, versus not far away Valencia, who are 19th. This is on Friday, the 13th of December. Could get spooky for them both. It's on 8 p.m. UK time, that is, and you can find your local kickoff time, game odds, and available broadcast streaming channels for this match on our page. Find it in the description on footballpredictions.net. And this one's live streamable from Bet365. Watch it for free and subscription free using our bonus code FP365 when you join. Tell us about these two.
Yeah, these are obviously two teams that have been struggling all season, and they're sitting bottom of La Liga like Valladolid in 20th, just 9 points from 16 games. Valencia only played 14 games. They got 10 points. If we look at the goal difference as well, Valladolid just 11 goals scored, but 34 goals conceded. Goal difference of minus 23, and it's not looking good for them, especially going into this game. Valladolid, they have lost 5 from their last 6 games in the La Liga, and they're taking some heavy beatings as well. Although last weekend, 2-1 defeat at Las Palmas, we said that Valladolid was going to lose that game. In between, they did have a win in the Copa del Rey, but they're playing sort of like the smaller teams at the moment. They beat Real Avila 4-2, but then they had quite a heavy beating in the last home game, 5-0 defeat at home to Atletico Madrid, and prior to that, a 2-0 defeat at Getafe. So yeah, once again, just across all competitions, if we exclude the Copa del Rey, Valladolid has scored just 3 goals in the last 6 games and picked up just 1 point, which was a draw at home to Bilbao. Now for Valencia, if we include the Copa del Rey, they've actually got a fair few wins of late, because they've beaten Ella and Pala Escuela in the Copa del Rey. So we'll add those 2 wins to them. But they did also pick up a win a few weeks back against Real Betis. So a much needed win there. But since then, they did fail to beat Vallecano last week. That was a 1-0 defeat. And at Mallorca, they lost 2-1 as well. We did say Mallorca was going to win that one. Now, this is going to be, no doubt, a very tight game at the bottom of the league. 2 teams. I mean, Valencia has proven that they can score, but that's at home. Away from home, don't forget, 7 matches Valencia has played this season. They scored just 3 goals across those 7 games and have picked up just 2 draws. So no matter what, this is going to be a very tight game and possibly a low-scoring one as well.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Real Valladolid, I mean, they're bottom of the table for a reason. They usually concede. In fact, they've failed to prevent their opponents from scoring in 6 out of the last 6 games, and they've conceded 13 in those. And they haven't had a win at home in the last 7 matches in the league. So things are going to have to change there soon, or else they're going to get relegated. Valencia, of course, not far behind. And Valencia, though, we think might get over the line, but it's going to be close. We've gone for an away win for Valencia, and 57% of you on our poll on the site agree with that. Only 7% give Real Valladolid the chance of a home win. But yeah, low scorer, under 2.5 goals is what we're going for. Odds there are 1.5 at the moment, and a Valencia win. These are pretty good odds, actually, 2.38. So take your pick between them. But a Valencia win, away win, is really what they need, and Real Valladolid at home don't need. So maybe the under 2.5 goals result prediction is a little bit more sensible, but yeah, it could go either way. I mean, look at the odds. You've got Real Valladolid best price at 3.1, a draw 3.1, and Valencia to win slightly favourites there at 2.4. So yeah, it could go either way. 0-1, that's the correct score. You've got Valladolid 0, Valencia 1, and you can get odds, not very good odds here either. Actually, I've only 6 or 5-1. So maybe that's a difficult one to place a bet on, but yeah, we like the under 2.5 goals prediction in this one. Next up, we've got Espanyol, who are in 18th, taking on Osasuna in 7th, and that's on Saturday, the 14th of December, 1 p.m. kickoff time, UK time. And yeah, go to see the description of the podcast. You'll find your local kickoff time and the link to footballpredictions.net with the broadcast streaming options available, one of which is Bet365. Watch it there, live, subscription free and for free. And use our bonus code FP365 if you want to watch that. Give us the rundown on these two.
Yeah, Espanyol is actually going on another team in the bottom 3, and they are in shocking form at the moment. Espanyol, 8 defeats from the last 10 games, 2 wins. However, those 2 wins were at home, so we should probably break this down a little bit to say that at home Espanyol this season have had 4 wins and 3 defeats. But yeah, basically picked up all of their points at home, because away from home, they've been shocking. They just picked up 1 point all season from 8 games. So that's 1 draw and 7 defeats away. But at home, 4 wins and 3 defeats. Probably has to mention that over the last 2 games, the last game out, they lost at Getafe. They lost 1-0. But yeah, prior to that, shocking result in the Copa del Rey, Barbastro. Small village with 17,000 population and playing down in the 3rd tier of Spanish football. He lost 2-0 at Barbastro. So yeah, not impressive at all from Espanyol, that is. Now Osasuna, on the other hand, they have had a fairly decent start to the season. They're sitting 7th in La Liga prior to this game, but they have drawn quite a few matches of late. They've not won in the last 4, but they have drawn their last 3 games going into this one. Osasuna has. Overall, Osasuna has obviously had a better season than Espanyol, but they have been, like I said, they have been struggling for wins of late. 2 wins in the last 8. That was against Valladolid, who obviously is bottom of the league, one team that you do want to beat. Most recently, they had a 2-2 draw at home to Alaves. We had both teams to score in that game, and we had under 2.5 goals in their last away game at Sevilla, and that ended 1-1. Now, going on the draws and talking about draws, what do we think for this one?
Well, I mean, yeah, going to this fixture, Espanyol haven't beaten Osasuna in their last 6 matches in the league. They've got, maybe it's a bit of a bogey team for them, but Espanyol have been in terrible form anyway. But yeah, they're not looking good. In fact, the head-to-heads for these two in the last 6 games, going back to 2020 or March 2020, Espanyol have won none of these games. Osasuna have won 3 and 3 draws. So a lot of draws. I mean, this one's obviously at home for Espanyol, which gives them some slight edge, you would think. But the last fixture between these two sides was in February 2023. So it's been a while. And it was 1-1, right, at Espanyol. So, yeah, we're not just using the history for this, but we actually think on form as well that this one is probably going to be a draw. Now, odds of a draw are usually quite good. And in this case, they are pretty good as well. 3.2. So that's what we're going for. That's our tip. We think that both teams will score, if you like that market. 1.95 are the odds you can get for that. But I'd like to go in and draw on this one. And if you like a correct score, 1-1 is what we've gone for here. And you can get odds surprisingly low, actually, of only 6 for that. That's 5-1 on a score draw of 1-1 specifically. In the poll on our webpage, this is what you guys think. Espanyol, 28% think Espanyol will get the win. 44% think Osasuna will get the win. With everybody else, that's another 28% believing it will be a draw. And of those, 22% out of the 28 think a score draw. So, yeah, it could go either way. If you want to play it safe, you might go for the both teams to score. But, a draw would be a good result for us, if it comes off. Next up, we've got Mallorca in 8th. We take on Girona in 9th. Another close game on the table. Saturday, 14th of December, 3 p.m. 3:15 UK time kickoff. And you can go to the description of this podcast and you'll see it. There's a link to the footballpredictions.net website, and you can find your local kickoff time, game odds, and available streaming channels, one of which is Bet365. You can watch it there, streamed live, subscription free and for free. Use that bonus code FP365 to get that if you're new to them. Again, another couple of sides they're showing pretty patchy form.
Yeah, very patchy. Mallorca, actually, they had a fairly decent spell at one point with 5 wins from 7 matches. All 5 wins. By the way, you could extend that. They won 7 games all season with a 1-goal margin. Okay? With 7 wins all season with a 1-goal margin. Now, but most recently, 4 defeats from the last 6. They lost the last 2. On football predictions, we've called 5 out of the last 6 outcomes on Mallorca. Now, the last 2 games has been defeats at Celta Vigo, 2-0, and at home to Barcelona, they lost 5-1. The wins then coming against Valencia and at Palmas before they had 2 defeats to Atletico Madrid and Alaves. And those 2 defeats were both 1-0 defeats, and we called both of them on the correct score as well. But yes, on Mallorca, on the outcomes and the goals market, we've looked fairly decent on the tips. But yeah, not so great form there by Mallorca. 4 defeats from their last 6 games. Has to be said, at home, they lost only 3 games all season. Those 3 games were to Barcelona, Atletico and Villarreal, so some of the stronger teams in the La Liga. Now, for Girona has kind of been struggling a little bit to have this balance between the league and the Champions League, and actually at one point they were sort of dropping towards the bottom of the table, but then they picked up 3 wins in a row, a 4-3 win against Leganés, then a 1-0 win at Getafe, and then a 4-1 home win against Espanyol. And we called that Espanyol result. We said Girona was going to win that, and it was going to end with both teams to score. But if we look at some of the most recent games, they lost midweek to Liverpool in the Champions League. They did only lose 1-0. We did say that Liverpool were going to win that one. They have had some tricky ones as well here, because then the last home game in La Liga was against Real Madrid. They lost that game 3-0 before their draw at Villarreal, and then another defeat in the Champions League at Sturm Graz, where we had them in under 2.5 goals. So yeah, Girona, the tricky schedule with the Champions League games, and obviously some very good opponents there as well. And maybe Mallorca is gonna kind of take advantage of the fact that they didn't play midweek.
Yeah, I think that plays into this very much so. Yeah, it's going to be tight, like I said, tight on the table. I think it'll be a tight game, and we don't think there'll be many goals scored in it. Probably a defensive masterclass by both. We're looking at a prediction here of under 2.5 goals, and that's the odds that you get for that are 1.57. Not great, but that's what we think is going to happen. That's probably what the bookies think will happen as well, and that's why it's such low odds. But for a full-time result prediction, if you must ask for a winner, we think it's going to be Mallorca, and odds there are 2.3, so fairly good. But it also shows when the bookies odds are like that it's probably going to be about the same on the other side. So yeah, Girona, you get 3.25 for a Girona win, but we think Mallorca will win. A draw, maybe another good option, is 3.1 odds, which is slightly better than the Mallorca win. You could see any of these happening really, but yeah, Mallorca just probably favourites. They are favourites in the bookies, and we think they are as well. We think they'll win 1-0. We've gone for that as a correct score prediction. You can get odds of that at 6.5 at the moment. So check our site and you'll see what the latest odds are in your area. On our poll, which you can find, just click on our link and go to the webpage for this game. 50% of you think Mallorca will win, and 25% Girona. So that's another 25% thinking a draw. So yeah, pretty split out there. But yeah, the consensus seems to be that Mallorca will get over the line. So we think 1-0 to them. Next, Sevilla, who are 13th, take on Celta Vigo in 10th. This is on Saturday, 14th of December at 5:30 p.m. UK time, that is. And, of course, click on the link in the description. You can find the link to footballpredictions.net, where you can see your local kickoff time and the betting odds and all the available viewing options, one of which is Bet365. Stream it there for free and subscription free using our bonus code FP365 if you are new to them. And again, another one where you've got teams here which are not showing real form either way, one way or the other.
No, you're absolutely right. And ouch, Sevilla last week. I know on the outcome on football predictions, we had at Atletico Madrid, Sevilla to lose. However, Sevilla were leading 3-1 in that game until the 62nd minute. And then they lost the game in the 94th minute, 4-3 at Atletico. That was a real sucker punch.
Really?
To take, but 4-3 defeat there. We did have them to lose that game. But yeah, Sevilla overall, 3 defeats from the last 5, just 1 win. That was at home to Rayo Vallecano, who we know. I was about to mix them up with Valladolid, but yeah, Vallecano mid-table. Now, Sevilla are picking up the points mainly at home, and the wins. They have 4 wins from 7, all with a 1-goal margin. And most of those games also around the under 2.5, over 2.5 margin. So most games actually with 2 or 3 goals. But anyway, you're playing a Celta Vigo team here, who equally away from home are not doing that well. They've had 1 win all season. That was at Las Palmas. Other than that, 1 draw and then 5 defeats. And yeah, their most recent away game in La Liga, unsurprisingly, ended in a defeat. That was at Espanyol. Don't forget, we covered Espanyol earlier and how shocking their form is at the moment. So that's probably a bit telling for how Celta Vigo is performing away from home when you then go to Espanyol and lose. They did win their most recent game in La Liga, a 2-0 home win against Mallorca there. So yeah, and we called that outcome, by the way. We also called the outcome of Celta Vigo's game in Copa del Rey against Salamanca. They beat Salamanca 7-0. We said Celta Vigo gonna win that game. But yeah, anyway, a Celta Vigo team here who is struggling away from home, and a Sevilla team who needs to pick up a bit of drift. And we have a good feeling about Sevilla in this one.
Yeah, Sevilla actually. So Sevilla haven't actually won against Celta Vigo in the previous 5 league games, but it's probably time they did, and we think they will in this one. We've gone for a Sevilla win, and you get odds there of 2.2. That'll be our tip for this one. We also like the both teams to score as a side tip. You get odds there of 1.8, but yeah, I think I like the Sevilla to win in this one. I think they'll come back and get that win they need against them. And for a correct score prediction, we are going for 2-1. So expect it to be tight. I think it's not going to be an easy game for them, but I think they will get over the line. Odds are for 2-1, the correct score prediction you can get at the moment on Bet365. I'm just looking at our site here at odds of 9. That's 8-1. And just looking at the other odds, actually, Celta Vigo are odds of 3.3 to get the win. And a draw, which is also another tempting option, 3.25. Let's see how it goes. On our poll, you click through to our page on our site and you'll see it. 61% of people, that's just you guys voting, not us, believe Sevilla will win. Celta Vigo, 28% of the vote goes to them, with the other 12% looking like a draw. So yeah, Sevilla probably get the nod, and 2-1 is what we're saying. Moving on to the summary matches, we've got Rayo Vallecano in 12th, who are taking on the mighty Real Madrid in 2nd. Kicks off on the 14th, Saturday, 8 p.m. of December, and you can go to our page on footballpredictions.net, see that Bet365 are live streaming this. Always good to watch Real Madrid on the live stream, and they are it's available using our bonus code FP365. We think it'll be a Madrid win. Real Madrid 1, Rayo Vallecano 0, Real Madrid 1, and that's going to be an under 2.5 goals game.
Yeah, moving on to Sunday, 15th of December, 1 o'clock UK time. We have Atletico Madrid in 3rd, taking on Getafe in 15th. Another game you can watch live and free on Bet365 using FP365 on sign up. And for this game, we are going with an emphatic home win. We're going Atletico Madrid 4-0. So this is over 2.5 goals and 4-0 Atletico Madrid.
Why not? Next up is Alaves in 16th who take on Athletic Bilbao up in 4th. This is on Sunday the 15th of December, 3:15 UK time in the afternoon. And for this one, you can also live stream it on Bet365. Use our bonus code FP365 to see it subscription free and for free. And for this game, we've gone for an under 2.5 goals prediction. And for our correct score prediction, we've gone for an away win, 1-0 to Athletic Bilbao.
Yeah, moving on to Villarreal in 5th, taking on Real Betis in 11th. This game kicks off Sunday, 15th of December at 5:30 UK time. Another game you can watch live and free on Bet365 using FP365 on sign up. For this game, we are going with a both teams to score prediction, a Villarreal win, correct score 2-1 Villarreal.
Yeah, and next up is Real Sociedad, who are 6th, who take on Las Palmas down in 14th. This is on Sunday, the 15th of December, 5:30 p.m. UK time kickoff, and you can stream it on Bet365. Use our bonus code FP365 to watch it for free and subscription free. For this one, we've gone for another under 2.5 goals prediction, and we think it'll be a Sociedad win, 2-0 to them.
Yeah, capping off this round in La Liga, this match week, we have Barcelona, top of the league Barcelona, against Leganés in 17th. This game kicks off Sunday, 15th of December at 8 o'clock UK time. Another game you can watch live and free on Bet365 using our bonus code FP365. Now, for this one, we are going to go with a Barcelona win, but both teams to score. So we have a correct score prediction for this one of 3-1 Barcelona.
So you're aware, if you do want to watch these matches on Bet365, geolocation and live streaming rules apply. 18 plus, gamble aware, and use that bonus code FP365 if you're a new customer.
Yes, and in the description area of this podcast, you'll find links to all the fixtures we've just covered. Simply head to footballpredictions.net. That way, you can find the online sources to watch the games from your location via streaming and TV channels, our predictions for different betting markets, team news, as well as the latest offers and odds.
Please do know that we record these football podcasts for a number of competitions in addition to La Liga, and you can hear them all at podcast.footballpredictions.net, or, of course, where you usually access your favorite podcasts from, like Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. That's it. Thank you for listening. And until the next time, it is
Adios.
Adios, amigo.
A football prediction.